Spectrum on Radio 1 FM 90.
Spectrum wants to hear your views. You can SMS at any time during the show. Type Spectrum, leave a space, type in your contribution and name, then send it to 7197. Your views, our interviews on Spectrum, Radio 1 FM 90.
A very warm welcome. This is Spectrum on Radio 1. My name is Edmond, Kizito, your host. On Spectrum tonight, was the leader of opposition right to sack the DP and UPC members from his shadow cabinet? The conduct, methods of work, and the capabilities of the leader of opposition in parliament are now under public scrutiny after these opposition disagreed strongly on the East African Legislative Assembly elections. His action to fire, his decision to fire UPC and DP members from the shadow cabinet and positions of authority on oversight committees of parliament has attracted mixed reactions, although many believe he panicked and took the wrong decision. While the power to manage the shadow cabinet and the oversight committees lies with the leader of opposition, many people, including those within the FDC party, believe that he acted with anger, a dangerous trait in any leader. The leader of opposition has, however, defended his action, saying he could no longer accept deception, stressing that FDC is better off handling all opposition matters in parliament, although he added that some individuals from the UPC and the DP can still work with him, but only at a personal level. Although DP and the UPC are perceived to have betrayed the cause, the two parties are adamant, saying they are not an offshoot of the FDC or even servants of the leader of opposition. Now, while the leader of opposition says he cannot discuss any issues with the DP President Norbert Mao has retorted, saying that the leader of opposition should actually mind his language. While the reasons for sacking DP and UPC members from the shadow cabinet have been explained, the public is yet to come to terms with events that led to that action. Many are also wondering if the opposition is viable without the DP and the UPC, considering the numbers of the majority NRM. Many are also wondering if the leader of opposition, Honorable Nandala Mafabi, retains any reputation as a leader, considering how he has handled these matters. So tonight on Spectrum, we will look at this matter again, listening basically to the arguments of Honorable Nandala Mafabi and how he now intends to run the opposition without the DP and the UPC. Our guest is Honorable Nandala Mafabi. You're most welcome, Honorable Nandala Mafabi, Budadiri West MP, also leader of opposition in Parliament. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Remember to say Chairman of Bugisu Cooperative Union.
Chairman of Bugisu Cooperative, that brings in the votes. Talk to us. Why did you overreact and sack these two parties, DP and UPC? What can you do without them?
I don't think I overreacted. And I want to make it clear from onset that a leader is always confronted with choices and the decisions to make. And some of them are tough choices and tough decisions, and the leader has to make a choice or a decision. Anybody who believes in leadership and sees no leader making a decision, that person who doesn't make a decision is no leader. Decision making is a process, and when you have made a decision, if you're a leader, you remain accountable. And there are decisions you make, there are those which are bad, and you must stay with them. There are those which are good, and you must stay with them. And I work with you when you work with me. That's a principle. Now, in decision making, it is not a popularity contest whereby you should make popular decisions. If you're in for popularity contest, then you have a problem. And that's why I'm telling you, Nandala, as the leader of the opposition, always will make decisions and always has made the decisions, and he always remain accountable. So whatever I did, I still stand, and I'm accountable.
Well, you say sometimes you make bad decisions and you stick with them.
And yes, and I'm saying as a leader, you must make even bad decisions.
So you stick with them.
And you stick with them. Because if you don't stick with them, then you will never be a leader. Because it's better to make a bad decision than make no decision. And I want to tell you this, that as a leader, I, Nandala, as one, I'll always make decisions. Now, you have brought the issue of mixed feelings. Yes, there are mixed feelings. And I want to tell the public that you expected this. I have been the most tolerant person in this office, because you can talk about FDC guys, FDC members who are saying, maybe I talk about this, but if you ask the FDC, genuine FDC, who will tell you that it was overdue. When we were forming a shadow cabinet under committees of leadership, it's Dr. Chiza, whom I say I always respect as a Democrat, because he's the one who persisted.
Dr. Chiza,
Doctor, that we need our colleagues to work together. And then I also came in and I said, yes, we need. Out of the members of NEC, I think we should be 3 only who did that. But the rest said, we don't want to work with this. Because they're basing on the background, which we have lived with DP from 2001. I am telling you, I come with a background because I was in the reform agenda. I've been there since 2000, up to date. And we know how you could agree with DPS and shortly they would change against you. We have done that. So, we have known how parties operate, and that one is the reason why some members said we don't want them. I will tell you today on this radio, and whoever is listening, that DP is one of the strongest old parties. It has been here since 1954. It is a party without a dent. But the problem it has, that whenever it has its members, they betray it. From the 50s, you say 1960s, the 60s how the DP members crossed the floor. In the 80s, you see them how they cross. And in 2000, that cross. I have proved this. Even when they swear before God,
they change their mind.
They change mind. You see, there's this gentleman, the MP Seungo. He has always a rosary. That rosary is a liar. A man came to my office and saw that we shall not change anything. We must move as royal opposition. He was the first man to say, no, we have to go our own way. A man who saw before God.
Was he wearing the rosary when he saw?
That means he wears the rosary as a...
Maybe he had forgotten it at home.
No, he wears the rosary as if he wears, I think, a rosary as a decoration. And that day they were in my office. I will tell you how it came up. Honorable Barikodembe.
Joseph
Barikodembe. He came and said, look, we are sure we're going to move this, but there are people who can easily betray us on the way. And one of them is Mbide. I will tell this because I will quote it because there were over 15 members of parliament in my office. And he said, Mbide and the Mao will do this. Can shortcut us. Same was the acting whip, came in. He called him Mbide. He said, Mbide saw that he cannot turn against us, the decision. And Seungo said, I can never agree on this. Yet was putting on his rosary. He was the first person to change. Now you're saying the leader of opposition, they cannot hold them in parliament. Even those who signed an agreement outside, you are aware, Secretary General's met. They issued they signed, at least for one parliament, there was no agreement. You see, we have been living on a gentleman's agreement, you understand? But outside, the Secretary Generals of parties, DP, led by Matthias Nsubuga, UPC by Father Jacinto, Reverend Father MP,
Jacinto Guaro,
sat and used a press conference and signed an agreement. In fact, if they had wanted to change, they should have gone back to the agreement and said, men who want this agreement to be reviewed. So you cannot talk about only parliament, you should also talk about outside. What does this bring? It brings a lot of opportunities to us. One, it confirms that in DP, in some of these parties, we have snakes who are pretending to be members of opposition.
Very strong language.
No, I must state it. Who are pretending to be members of opposition, yet they are benefiting it. During the day they are saying something, at night they are dining with NRM.
Oh, is that something?
If they were not, how did they go and strike an agreement on year? Because I say this brings us an opportunities.
Yes.
Because I was the one leading the opposition party in all the negotiations. And we all agreed. In fact, I want to quote another person. We all agreed. During one of the opposition caucus meeting, the Imam, Latif Sabagala, the MP, said we need 6 slots. As the treaty says, we have to by God. Imam Sabagala, Latif Sabagala, the same Imam turned, and he's the one who preaches. You know, I want the public to listen in the
hitting the face.
I want to talk because I want to tell you, it's one of the things I am saying. People pretend to be faithful because when you go and do an agreement, you agree and you should honor it. As a matter of principle, dishonest is one of the worst things. Betrayal is the worst thing. And that's the reason I want to tell the public. You may be hearing things. Agreement was had. They were in parliament. They were outside. We put them on the floor. Even after, when the rule was not, we were not agreeing with the rule of the 6 parties, we went and addressed the press, the whole country, the whole world, that we are going to boycott elections. Altogether, the some of us, again we turn against each other. That is betrayal. That is dishonest. That is untruthfulness. And the moment somebody behaves like that, if you entrusted him with this country, in fact, that's why I said it brings opportunities. It is showing us opportunities that if we give opportunity to these people to lead us, you will have a problem.
All right. Well, listen,
now let me conclude this.
Okay. This is Spectrum on Radio 1 tonight. Was the leader of opposition right to sack DP and UPC members from the shadow cabinet? And our guest is Honorable Nandala Mafabi, Udadi West MP, leader of the opposition in Parliament. He's here to explain himself. He's been cast in negative light. Some people think he's short-tempered. He acted in haste. Now he's explaining it, saying the DP and UPC representatives signed an agreement and they went against it. It was betrayal, and that's why he decided to fire them for the shadow cabinet and other official positions. Go on.
It's a public knowledge that they signed an agreement and they read us the press. And in Parliament, we all walked out as opposition MPs.
Yes.
In that one, it showed clearly that all of us went home to sleep knowing we're a team. Now, if you come back and somebody says we're not part of the team, how do you trust him as a playmate when he's not in the team? Signed an agreement, he has broken it. Now here in public, he disowns you. Yet at the same time, he has said we're moving together. As a leader, you have to take those decisions and say, kindly, it looks we're not moving on the same wavelength. We're not talking on the same wavelength. We're not moving on the same footing. It's high time we need to stop and move better.
All right.
It is wrong for us to say we are these numbers of opposition MPs when we are not. We are getting that. We are lying the public.
Right.
We should tell the public the exact number of MPs who are not opposition. Let them be 3 or 10, but the right ones, but not those carrying the whole baggage that they are all MPs. Now, having said that, it is real known that there are many good people in those parties.
Yes.
Who want change.
Yes.
Those are called progressive forces.
And you want to work? You're ready to work?
And we're ready to work with those. I'll tell you an example. We have colleagues like Honorable Betty Namboze, Honorable Segona, Honorable Mutumba Mudaulira, Sebuliva. Of course, Matthias, my brother Matthias Impuga, of course, is not a DP, is an independent, but those are progressive forces. Those are the people you bank on in the morning, in the evening, at night. Even if you sleep, you are sure they are right people.
Yes.
Those are progressive forces.
So you're going to work with them?
Those are progressive.
You might give them positions in the shadow cabinet.
Oh, I've said that progressive forces, we shall work with them.
Right.
And even in the party of DP, there are also people who are good. I can tell you, I have even met some very good. You go to UPC, you talk to Dr. Otuno. He was not happy. But of course, members in parliament, some of them, we discovered some faction which is against Dr. Otuno. I don't want we did that. They also, you see him as a progressive force, and we shall work with him and his team who are progressive altogether.
Yes.
So, I want to tell the public that the mixed feeling you're having is only for a few individuals who are trying, because they have loud mouths, to say Nandala is wrong. I can tell you, if you give the public, 90% are saying Nandala is right. 10% are the ones saying I was hashy, I was rash, I was hard, I'm not a leader. Now, if I had not taken a decision, the 90% would be against me. How would it be now? So, as a leader, you take decisions. What is important is to remain accountable. I remain accountable of my decision I took, and I will take it over. Now, if you're saying there are colleagues in FDC who may be member of parliament who are saying, you know, even FDC, I'm not saying we're angels. We could also have those problems. But if there's a genuine member of FDC who knows what we came from, a genuine one, I'm telling you, he cannot say that Nandala is wrong. In fact, when I was stuck in Katakwe, when we had gone to bury Obango,
Honorable.
yes, there was NEC meeting.
A NEC meeting
of FDC.
Of the FDC.
Which took a decision that they wanted these people out.
Without you.
I wasn't there.
Yes.
You call cross-check. Then they had to hold and say, no, we need now, having agreed, the
authority to say.
We need to consult the leader of the opposition. If you have any member whom you know in NEC, he will tell you that. And they will tell you that this marriage has been a hard marriage between these parties because of a few individuals who are self-seekers, who are only for personal interests, who are not genuine members
of the opposition. Let's get some historical facts in perspective here. NRM MPs have been cooperating with the opposition, addressing press conferences with independent MPs, specifically on the oil bill, anti-corruption stances, positions. Should the NRM have to expel them as well?
No, I will not expel any member of parliament.
Well, they took no action against them.
No
action against these men.
I want you to be clear. I have no power.
You sacked them. You shut up.
No, yes, that's why I have power.
If you had more power over them, you would have cut off their throat.
No, even President Museveni has no power to sack those MPs. Are you getting me? So, but he has power to sack the ministers. You know, you must know the difference between Nandala and Museveni. One, Nandala takes hard decisions, and even if he's confronted with tough choices and tough decisions, he will take them. But President Museveni, he will not, because he fears. That's why you see corruption on.
When he went to the bush, he can't be a cop.
Yes. No, he just talks here in the public, but President
he went to the bush. That's what.
No, I'm telling you. If President Museveni was enough to take tough decisions,
yes,
this country would be having service delivery, because he knows people who are taking him back, but he fears. Nandala, I can tell you, when we say this is the road leading us, this is where we should pass through the door, you pass through the window, I will discipline you. And that's why I'll always call on you to support me, because tough decisions which I take are the good for us. And that's the reason we're saying we need progressive forces which will have to move this country from where they are, this corrupt government, where there's poverty, this bad governance currently, to a better point.
Yes.
By the way,
yes,
it is very bad to be betrayed by somebody you claim.
Some people think betrayal can kill a man. A man betrayed can die.
Exactly. Even Jesus,
he died of betrayal.
He died of betrayal.
He died before the two robbers.
And and before the two robbers were taken him. But what is very interesting, Escalate Judas, who betrayed him, who had been paid 30 silver.
Bought a plot of land in Boise.
And he hung himself.
Suicide.
And I can tell you, even those who betray us, they are not betraying FDC. They are betraying the population. I am sure the silver
coins
they are getting
to the floor
will follow down where they hang.
Well, but you decided to work with individual MPs from the DP and UPC. It's the same thing that those people you are accusing, the same sin that they committed, you're doing the same thing. Individual MPs decided to work with the NRM. Now you're saying you are poaching, NRM poached your people, now you're poaching people.
No, there are people, I want to tell you that in that opposition, there are those who wake up in the morning, sleep, the whole day toiling, wanting change in this country for the betterment of their people. Those are the people who should move. I am in FDC because I want change for the people. Otherwise, if I wasn't interested in change, I was interested in myself, I would have gone where things are simpler. Because NRM has the resources which the taxpayer pays, and those are the ones who could be also benefiting. But I have taken the tough decision, a choice to be in opposition, so that we are able to fight with progressive forces, with those Ugandans who are willing to fight with us, to make sure that we change this country for the betterment of our people, for the future. The current system which is in government is eating, most of them are in the evening time, they are eating on the lives of the future. And if we don't wake up, which I'm calling everybody, by the time we wake up, you'll get Uganda nowhere. And that's why we're saying we need progressive forces to move this, not people who can sell us, not people who can betray us. For me, betrayal is one of the worst things. I can accept. I don't want people who are dishonest. I don't want people who are not truthful. And that's the reason I am talking to you like that. And I know the public will agree with me on this. It is now it has brought us an opportunity to see, because the public has been saying, we want you to cooperate. Now, if you are cooperating with the Mao and Mbide, then at the same time, they are the ones turning against you. You see, that means there's a problem.
So you cannot work with them ever again.
I will tell you,
Till kingdom come.
I will work with, if you call me with Mao for something, you want to talk politics, I will not go.
Yes.
Because I know it's different. He's my colleague in 7th Parliament. We can meet and take a cup of tea or coffee, because I have coffee. I like coffee. But not to discuss anything with politics.
Not politics?
No.
You can talk about the weather?
We can talk about the weather. We can talk about
prices in Owino, man.
No, we can talk about that, because you can go and tell Museveni that the man is saying this. We can talk about the weather. We can talk about how he's defining life. That's all. But we can
think you leak your secrets to the president?
Yes, the only people we can talk with, there are others in DP we can talk with. Essentially, I want to tell you this. I am Nandala. I am a small item in the FDC. Just
but you want to see be the president of that?
Yeah, even if I become the president, I cannot be above the party. I am a small unit. That applies to nobody. Mao is just a small unit in DP.
He's the head of the
Even if the head is just, if by the way, if we dropped now off, DP will not collapse.
Oh.
It will become even stronger.
You think so?
Yes. It will become stronger, because I'm sure today I had a meeting with the DPs, some DPs.
You want to overthrow Mao?
No. We decided to talk because I wanted the progressive forces, I'm telling you. They told me that some time back, Mao came and told them, they will tell you, why are you talking to Mama Babas, the Prime Minister? He said, yes, I've been talking to him, but I've stopped, and he saw that I'll never talk to him again. Now they are saying, since you told us last year, now right now you're talking to him. How did you go again behind our backs and talk to the same person you said you never talk?
No, but Mao.
No, but Mao.
He had said he never talked to Mama Mbabazi.
Yes.
Now
no, you can talk to Mama Mbabazi in the open.
Yes.
But not under. Let me tell you, I talked to Mama Mbabazi during the day.
Yes.
We sit.
After 6.
We meet in speakers. No, we meet in speakers lounge.
Yes.
We talk. If he wants, I've never gone to his office, but if he call me, I would go.
Yes.
If I also call me in my office, I know you'll come. And what we're going to talk in the open is basically how we move on. Because he leads the government side, I lead the opposition. But Mao to talk to a mama at night, it doesn't. It's even me, if I did talk to him at night, you will question, what is the reason? Unless the country is burning, that we have to meet and see how it can get water to stop it. Our talking is structured.
For a break. This is Spectrum Listeners on Radio 1 tonight. Was the leader of opposition right to sack DP and UPC members from the shadow cabinet? Our guest is the speaker, the leader of opposition in Parliament, Honorable Nathan Nandala Mafabi. We'll be back.
Hear the voices and the sound of Africa. One love, one spirit, one heart in Africa. See the beautiful sunset of Africa.
Celebrate Africa with one rate, One Africa from Airtel. Call across all Africa at a flat rate of only 10 shillings per second. That's right, 10 shillings per second all day, all night. And stand a chance to win a fully paid trip for 2 to Mombasa every week. Another reason to celebrate Africa in proud association with Fly 540 Airlines and Serena Hotels. Terms and conditions apply. Airtel.
When Junior lost his appetite, his mother tried all methods to get him to eat. She tried scary stories.
Eat, Tommy, eat, or the big black elephant will come and eat all your food.
She tried magic.
Tommy, if you eat your food, I will turn this handkerchief into sweets. Look, bumble, bumble, boom, boom.
Then she discovered Apetol multivitamin syrup with lysine.
Mommy, I finished all the food. I am number 1.
Apeton multivitamin with lysine is helping mothers to turn mealtime frustration to a fun moment. Apeton has a great taste and contains lysine, which quickly improves your child's appetite and supports healthy growth. Apeton, health for life.
John, Mike and I, we go back a bit. We knew John at the beginning, working for someone else. But he was different. He had vision, saw opportunities. He started working towards his goal, opened his own garage, and worked, learning the hard way. His reputation spread. Trust, consistency, quality. Soon people were coming to him from all parts. He made himself and his whole street prosper, and also helped friends seeing potential in people and helping them on. But John never shouts about all his success. He's just who he is. Special.
So here's to men like John, who make a difference, who enjoy Nile Special, the rich, satisfying taste from the source. Nile Special.
You've earned it. Not for sale to persons under 18.
Spectrum on Radio 1 FM 90.
Welcome back to Spectrum on Radio 1. Tonight was the leader of opposition right to sack DP and UPC members from the shadow cabinet. Our guest is Honorable Nandala Mafabi, Budadiri West MP, also leader of opposition in Parliament. You two will be able to contribute to this discussion.
Chairman of Bugisu Cooperative.
Chairman Bugisu, I wrote it down, I forgot to mention it. Yes. Chairman of the Bugisu Cooperative Union. That's the title that brings in the votes. And
no, they know I'm the only one who looks after them.
Alright. Well, you'll be able to call in and talk to him direct on this show tonight. Honorable Mafabi, can a weakened opposition stand in Parliament? You've sent away all these men. Now, will you be able to stand with only a few men and women?
By the way, in Parliament, opposition is always few in number. And if NRM wanted anything with numbers, they would take it. But what is important for us in the opposition, to counter numbers, produce what we call substance. And substance is the most important thing. And that's how we have survived as opposition. So numbers is not a big issue. And I can tell you now, as we are weeding out those whom we believe are not, and have genuine ones, I will tell you, you will see how we contribute to the house. We will see. And even our constitution,
the debates are going to become sharper
and understandable. And this time you will not say, oh, we need to consult the DP president, what he's saying. No, that's no longer there.
Decision will be made on the
floor. Will be made here with me now.
Oh.
You will come and say,
there's been a coup in that place.
You know, let me tell you, some of the reasons why you have seen we have been moving slow is because we have been trying to be consultative and whatever. Now, the process is very simple and clear. The NRM, the leader of the government business, he knows the person to deal with. And he's now happy and more strikingly because he knows he has finished them. Now they are there. So what will happen now, you will see the right stuff coming up. And the public now should get ready to get the best.
Do you expect to reconcile with them? You don't expect them. They could come back tomorrow and say
reconcile on what? I have no problem with them. For them, they sold their souls for silver coins. So they are free to go.
I think they got money out of it, or it's conviction.
Which conviction? Which conviction?
What happened? Give us some figures. How many?
I don't have figures, but this is not a conviction. I can tell you, the NRM is very happy that these people are easy to deal with. For me, I now know that it's important to have the few to go with. So I admit them, they are my colleagues as members of Parliament. We shall talk together. But not the people you can confide in, not people you can say they will take up a case. They are free to debate. In Parliament, you are free to debate. The independents, they debate. You understand? They are now free to debate as they want. But they will not carry our thing that we are in opposition. To us, we believe they are free to sit across with NRM. They are free to sit with independents. But in Parliament now, we have the official opposition, which I lead. Are you aware which I lead?
Yes.
And that's the one you're going to see.
Well, some people think you're too hot-tempered.
I know that's what people say. You know, somebody told me wrong today when I was on ABS. He said, the problem in Uganda is diplomacy. You know, this country now, to handle things with diplomacy, you will have a problem. There are so many things which have gone wrong. The reason why you see we get problem is that, he will reform when he's busy going to spoil.
Yes.
But if you tell him, please, I don't agree with this, go your way.
You wield the hatchet.
You wield. Now, me, why they say I'm hot-tempered is because when you have erred, I discipline.
You tell them they are right.
I tell them. For me, who did math, 1 + 1 is equal to 2.
Not base numbers.
Not 5. We know base 10. Unless you are telling me it's equal another number, 100, base 2.
But base 12.
Maybe base 12 it will remain 2. One, you know what it happened?
13 becomes something else.
13 becomes 101. So, what happens is, it is not a base. We know what dealing is in decimal.
You talk about honesty,
honesty.
Truth.
And that's what the truth. And for me, that's where it is. And why in Uganda people will say I'm hard? Those who are supporting betrayers are the people who want a wrong system. In fact, it is better we remain few so that we push our agenda of this country getting the best, other than having a road where some of them are undermining us, and we will make the regime, the corrupt regime, to stay in power.
Okay.
And that's why we say it is better if you who will stand up and say this is wrong. And that's why they say I am hard. And that's why they say I'm tough. And that's why, but I have a record. Wherever I've worked, they know for me, when you have done something wrong, you'll be disciplined. You do good, you'll be commended.
Do you expect to be president one day?
Definitely, if the Ugandans believe in me, and I know they believe. Because for me, you will bank on me. If I tell you that this is no, it remains a what? A no. I will not change. And that's why I believe one day they will give me the authority to lead. Not to rule, but to what? To lead.
What are your plans there? How do you want to do it?
Definitely, everybody has seen my acts. If 90% are agreeing that I did a good thing, that means they know that if you took me to power and I got you as a thief, I will discipline you. I will take you to Ruzira.
No mercy.
No mercy.
Some of them you can forgive them, especially if they return the bribe.
Nothing. You see, thief is a thief. You see, there's no small thief and there's no big thief.
All a cassava thief is the same as a billion shillings.
It's a thief. The problem in Uganda, you arrest the cassava thief and you leave the billion thief. That's where you get a mistake. You set rules. Make sure the rules are not broken. I do business. I will tell you this. I have got my own brothers on wrong footing and I've taken them to prison.
Oh, you do that?
Yes. And you ask them, they'll say, that's why, do you know why Bagisu like me?
Yes.
They know for him, he loves everybody equally. And the moment you do a wrong thing, he will discipline you equally. He has, for me, you are my brother if you are doing brother or sister, mother or father, when you are doing the right thing. But if you do a wrong thing, please, he will pay for it. And that's why I'm sure Uganda now needs a leader of that nature. And it's me. Not this one who will take a year to make a decision. The more you delay to make a decision, the country will burn.
Like what decision?
Now, supposing there's something you're confronted with a tough decision, you tend to fear, you take 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you are burning Uganda. I'll take a decision and remain accountable.
And how have you performed as an MP?
I think you know it.
Well,
everybody knows.
In your constituency, do they still salute you? Do they
ask them? That one I cannot answer, but I can tell you if you went there, they will say he's the one. Why has government failed to remove many with this cooperative union? Yet they took over it.
But you created a lot of havoc there. Most of the MPs from your area, not just in your constituency, they are all opposition. Why did you do such?
No, I never caused havoc. That's why to demonstrate it to you that I have the capacity, mobilization skills. I have the capacity to tell people that we need change. And that's why I'm telling the FDC, if they give me the responsibility to be a party president.
For the FDC?
For the FDC.
And the elections are very soon.
They will declare the date soon.
Yes.
And I know you'll be one of my supporters because
I'm not a politician.
You will pray for me.
Maybe I'll lay my hands on you. Go on.
But I'll do the mobilization for them in this country, which I've always done, but now I'll do it if you give me that. And I can tell you 2016 will be a walkover because it's a matter of talking to our people and explaining to them the problems. I'll give one simple example. When President Museveni goes somewhere and says, I have given you 600 million. The villagers assume the 600 million has been it came from the president's pocket. Yet, The 600 million is the sugar they have drunk and the tax they have collected from them, the soap they have bathed, the paraffin they have used, and that's where the money goes. Now the man has collected 10 billions, he is returning only 600 million them, the club. I am going to talk to the public. You the elite, are you getting, and now I'm talking to the elite,
Go on.
that from now on, it is we the elite destroying this country. Unless we get up and accept that we should not be happy to take our children to Kampala parents, Aga Khan, yet the villager is not able. At the end, we are creating a society whereby the poor will rise against the rich. And many of you who have gone to school, you will get yourself in problems. You will be slaughtered.
What is the way forward?
The way forward.
You could always have good schools.
Yes, that's right. The way forward is all of us to get up and say it is time we work together and change this country.
You are a socialist, Honorable Mafabi.
Well, you can say I don't know socialism, I don't know capitalism. Those are your stories because I never read them. You know
what you're saying, there should be no difference between the rich and the poor.
Oh, you should reduce the gap between the rich and the poor. You drive a Benz, let the villager ride a motorcycle. You have your tiled house, 20 bedrooms. Let the villager have a 2-bedroom mabati, iron sheets. But not him to be in total poverty in the grass.
It's not sustainable.
Unsustainable.
It will feed crime.
That's crime. In fact, for us who are well to do, are cheating those poor people. It's time we got up and say, please, all your taxes you are contributing should come back to your welfare. Why should a villager go to a hospital and be told that you need money to be operated on, so that he goes and sells like a small piece of land to come? But if we are the educated came up and said,
a person has to sell a plot of land to get treatment in the health center,
and that one means
that's a travesty.
And property goes. But if we got up and
gone forever,
because for us, we go to case clinic, we go to 6 Mulago hospital, we don't see the suffering
of the ordinary person.
The day the ordinary person will say that we are the ones who have cheated them, they will get up and they will finish us. So it is important that we do it now, all of us, the educated, the will to do, and tell them, please, we know there are problems, we need, this government has made mistakes, we need the reforms, we need good governance, and change the system for the betterment. That's why I'm saying, give me an opportunity, we can do it.
And introduce a federal system of governance.
That one is definite, because the federal is the way how to go. Who tells you it's not good? If it is in UK, it applies. In Norway, it is there. Why not?
Australia, the US, Nigeria.
So even our US, please. Nobody should say that federal is bad. That would be a lie.
Give us some advantages of it.
You know it. You have said the USA is there. You see a state there doing very developing better, even lending money to another state which is doing badly. If we assume that we are getting, I'll give an example. We have borders like Russia, like Malaba, where a lot of our income, 70% of the income comes from. But go and see that place how it looks like. It's the worst. Under normal circumstances, they should get a percentage to develop those areas. How are you getting it? We have Bugisu. We have the best coffee in the world. It is
Arabica coffee. It is used to blend all the other
coffees. It's the one which built this Uganda, by the way. If you read, I don't know when you went to school, in the 70s and the 80s. If you read, what is it, science or not science? I think social. I don't know what it was. They said the biggest exchange earner
for a long time.
It was coffee.
Yes.
We beat Mombasa. If you go there, we beat others in UK. We beat those who were just cooperative union. Now you are talking. Now what did the Bagisu get? Nothing. What did the Baganda of Wachiboko get? Nothing. So if we are that system, you see the little we can talk about for us in Bugisu, that our forefathers built a strong union with a lot of properties. Half of Mbale.
But you built a town. I've been to Mbale.
Yes,
town.
Yeah, half of it consists of it.
So it's built by you,
yes,
not the investors.
Yes, but so if we could lend money to Teso to build the Teso cooperative, Teso college, allow it. Even the administration block, we gave money for Manjasi. You can see how powerful we are. So if it was a federal, that income would have stayed for us. We gave
in
them
Bugisu.
In Bugisu. What would we do if Uganda was broke?
Right, you would lend them.
Okay,
because they used to say,
and you know very well that when people are doing that, the move better.
They used to say Mbale was one of the cleanest towns in the country. This is
not in the country, in Africa.
This is Spectrum on Radio 1 tonight.
But now it is the dirtiest.
You can call in now. Our number 0414-348-111, 0312-260-390, 0312-261-390. Spectrum, hello?
Hello.
Yes, sir, your name?
Good evening to you.
Good evening.
My name is Mafabi. First of all,
Spectrum, hello? Hello? When you... Yes, sir, your name? Gerald, yes?
Yes. Now, what you're talking about is very right.
Spectrum, hello?
Yes, Max.
Yes, Max.
I want to ensure.
Spectrum, hello?
Hello.
Yes, sir, your name?
This is Paul Gabi.
Yes, Paul.
Calling from Brazil.
Yes?
I would like to salute
Spectrum, hello?
Hello, everyone.
Yes, sir, your name?
Yeah, I will start by saying
Your name, sir?
Mafabi.
Your name, sir?
Edison. Bravo, Nandala Mafabi.
Spectrum, hello?
Hello.
Yes, sir, your name? Yes, sir, in Chagwe. Okay. Spectrum, hello?
Hello.
Yes, sir, your name?
I'm Coach Shaban calling from Brazil.
Shaban.
Also, she salute my name, your name, and I'm out there for the great job he's doing.
Spectrum, hello. Okay. Spectrum, hello. On final caller. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir, your name?
I think I'm black for Nandala, Mafabi decision. That
All right, let's get back to the studio. Honorable Nandala Mafabi. Obviously overwhelmed. 8 people all calling say, yes, bravo, gone.
Yeah, it has confirmed it to you because you may have also had another feeling because sometimes lack of information can distort things. I know they have come here, the DPs, all those who are affected, talked about us, whatever. But we agreed, all of us, in honesty, that we should not participate in your elections. And that's what we're saying. Now, my colleague Kavamau says, he says, will I stand with it? Yes. That's why I've said a leader will take decisions and stand with them. And I promise you, I'll stand with my decisions. Nobody will force me to change anything because I am here as the leader of opposition. By law, they put me there, my party put me there, and I must do it. And nobody will coerce me to do something contrary to that. For you see, the problem we have is not taking decisions. And if you don't take decisions, you always have a problem. Now, you have seen even Jared has talked about Mlago. This one, we expelled the convoy of, he said, or is it of the first lady or whatever, I don't know what you were saying. Now, they expel people from the hospital because these were supposed to be treated, not others. You know, if you travel on those planes, you'll get people who are traveling on those planes in the government, going to UK, to South Africa for treatment for cough. For cough.
You mean some people get visas to go to the other
for cough.
When they begin to cough?
Yes.
They can't go to the pharmacy to get a cough linked.
They can't. Now who goes there? And they are traveling on the taxpayers' money. That villager, that poor villager.
Well, but at least now they're going to Mulago. That's
what tells you? If the accident was supposed to have a helicopter immediately to Nairobi, they would have gone. But because they had to get first aid, I'm sure by must have removed them. That must be in another country.
They went to Mulago first aid.
Yeah, first. They went to Mulago first. So who goes to Mulago? It's we the poor. And that's why I'm saying, I'm talking to you, my colleagues, brothers and sisters. If we don't wake up, these people in the evening time are finishing this country. Mulago belongs to us. Mbalo Hospital is ours. Aro Hospital is ours. The earlier we got there to have drugs, the earlier we have toilets functioning. I've been walking all over the country. You go to a hospital, there are no toilets. The people can go, move a kilometer to go to the pit latrine. Supposing you have a broken leg, how do you reach there? Please, I want all of you to try to visit this hospital. You will come and see what we are. So the country belongs to us. We pay taxes, and that's the reason. And that's why we need a real opposition which will see this. But if you have the opposition which will be bribed, they pretend, and that's why somebody, I agree with them, that during the day they say A, at night they say B. Those are very dangerous because they say that to get for them to be also on the plane to go and be treated for flu. Yet you the one who voted them, are suffering, selling land to be treated, selling goods to be treated, moving from poverty to more poverty.
Multiplying poverty.
Yes. So that's why I said, Maxwell, thank you very much. I will clear that. I can promise you I will clear. In the house, I'll make sure I'll give you the real opposition who have substance, the numbers. And as we are telling you, we have colleagues who are there, who are toiling day and night. Like the Honorable Numbers I've talked about, Honorable Segona, Honorable Mutumba, toil day and night wanting to see a change in this country. Those one you can bank on them. They will say in the morning, be in the night, lunchtime, not be. No, those one I can tell you. I can put my hand for that. Now, Paul said he initially thought I'd made a mistake. Now he's changing the view. Yes, that's what I'm telling you. You must always know, Paul, I lead us take decisions. And I want to bank on you that I will always take decisions and I'll remain accountable. I am going to handle this situation and you'll see how it will emerge. It will help you to know. In fact, I'm dealing with now parties to make sure that we eliminate snakes in those parties and have genuine.
You want to fumigate them?
Yes, we want to fumigate, so that we have genuine people who are in opposition, not those who are coming to say A in the morning, lunchtime B, at night C. That's why I'm saying I will handle this, bank on me, and I have experience.
Yes, talk to us about it.
Yes, you all know when I was chairman.
Fumigation experience.
Yes, when I was chairman Park, you know what I did. And when I was chairman with just cooperative union, and up to now, you know what I did. I moved the union in 2 years from negative
from a deficit to a surplus.
1.7 billion to a profit of a surplus cash on the bank account of over 2.5 billion.
That's very unusual.
Very unusual. And that shows you, demonstrate my leadership skills. If you want to go and ask even a small villager in Bugisu, who will tell you who Nandala is, because even now coffee is called Nandala, because I moved it from the worst to the best, taking it to the old days of the glory. So my brother Paul, I will handle this. Just keep your hands, keep your fingers crossed, pray for me, and I can tell you I'll be there. I'll deliver this country for you. Edison, I cannot be compromised. Thank you, my brothers, you have said. I'll tell you I'll never be compromised.
Right.
And I can tell you that I'll move it. I talk to people who are progressive. I will never talk to people who are betrayers. And I will explain to you, for me, I will declare to you betrayers. Kakuru, to comment on our members of parliament, I have nothing to comment. The only thing I will tell you that as a FDC, and some now have joined the team as opposition, because there are members from UPC, there are members from DP, CP and JEMA, who are now joining together for us to handle this case in Yala. So that in court, East African court,
Court of Justice.
The Court of Justice.
Yes.
We have a strong case. I'll give you an example. Rule 13 and paragraph 13(1)
yes,
talks about consensus, and after that we can agree. We did nominations before we reached consensus.
Yes.
We did voting before we reached consensus, because consensus would have shown how many slots each party gets. And I can tell you, we have a good case and we shall win. God being on our side. And I know God does not sleep and will never cheat and bind us. Shaban says it's bind. I thank you. And my other colleague says he will vote me. I can tell you, I am one of your obedient servants. I'll always do what's good for you. Whatever I do, I'll do it in the interest of the people of Uganda. I have put Uganda first. Uganda first. And I'll work with people who say Uganda first. Well, not their stomachs first.
Our time is up. You remind me of a former minister in the early 90s. He stood before the president. He had just been appointed the minister for cooperatives. And he said, Mr. President, I'm going to sell everything that is movable in this country. That was the time of liberalization. And he literally sold everything at that time, for better or for worse.
You know where that minister is?
Gone.
You know, he's no more.
Well, we have to go.
Very poor man.
We have to go. Thank you very much, Daddy. I guess Honorable Nathan Nandala Mafabi, Daddy was MP, leader of opposition in Parliament. Thank you for gracing Spectrum tonight.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed for tuning in. I'm your host, Edmond, Kizito Spectrum. We'll be back tomorrow. Up next is the news in English. Do stay tuned.